Well, welcome to the Perry Homes podcast. We're episode number 8 or 9. Or
8 or 9.
We've done a bunch of these.
Yeah, we've done quite a few.
It's Steve Peterson. I'm the president of Perry Homes, and I'm with the director of marketing, Trevor Taylor. And we're awful at this, but we have fun.
We keep going.
Right?
We're back again.
We're super excited. We have Larae. Larae, I don't know your last name.
Merritt.
Larae Merritt.
Yes.
I should have known that. So, super fun family connection at Perry Homes. So Bill Perry started the company, and then Bill Jr. runs it now, and Tyler is so kind of the Perry family, but also we have another fun family connection. Jeff Taylor, which is, we've talked about this before, it's Trevor's dad.
Yep.
Was in the company for 36 years. He was the president before I took over. And we love Jeff. We actually kind of revere Jeff. He's just been a wonderful fixture. And Larae is Jeff's sister.
Yes.
So I was thinking about our podcast. This is your aunt.
My Aunt Larae.
That's
yeah.
right.
So you got
It's a family reunion.
Little nephew Trevor is he's all grown up. And that's a good video spot. So we love Trevor has been with us for
6 years.
No,
at Perry Homes.
I was going to say 4.
This month.
Yeah,
6
we
years.
kind of started the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, have you been here 6 years too, already?
Yeah.
So this is fun. We just kind of have a casual format in this, and it's fun. And sometimes I get personal. I have really come to really know and care about Trevor. We work a lot together. We have a lot of pretty intense projects, and to see Trevor just grow and come into his position as the director of marketing has been really, really satisfying. And
Thanks.
will you speak to that a little bit? Larae, we're going to get to you. So
Totally fine.
But would you just kind of off the cuff, would you speak to that a little bit about kind of your journey?
Yeah. I mean, I started actually growing up with my dad working with Perry Homes. I was mowing lawns and cleaning model homes in high school, and graduated from college and started working at Perry Homes in the accounting, actually, for a little bit. And then once I got my degree in marketing, they moved me over to marketing and kind of took over what they had going on. And then, just recently was named the marketing director, and we've got a lot of great projects coming. I'm excited. I'm really excited.
Yeah, Trev, let's do a whole episode where we interview you.
Okay.
Right. I think that just because we have so much going on.
Let's do it.
Let's
Yeah.
So let's get to your auntie.
Auntie.
So Larae's one of the first people that I met at Perry Homes, and she was so welcoming and charming. And I was really happy that when our customers meet someone at Perry Homes, that it's people like Larae are the face of the company.
Oh, you're nice.
The customer facing. So would you speak, Larae, a little bit maybe just about your personal path? We'll get to kind of your Perry Homes deal, but just a little bit about you and kind of your past and your family and your honey and your kids and kind of like who is Larae?
So I don't know how far you wanted me to go back. I grew up.
Since you were 4 years old.
Okay.
Just whatever.
So I actually, I've been married for 28 years to my husband, Dustin. We have 6 children. They range in age 26 to almost 12.
Oh, you have an 11-year-old at home.
Yeah.
Oh my
so
gosh, so fun.
Funny thing, I had 5 kids in 7.5 years. And then we had this 7.5 year gap.
Let me,
Yeah.
5 kids.
In 7.5 years.
You were not messing around. You're like,
I was,
let's go.
by the time I was 28, I had 5 kids.
Wow.
And
Okay.
so when I turned 30, my husband was like, "Are we having one more?" And I was like, I said, "Are we having one more?"
Oh,
And
okay.
he's like, "No, we're done."
Is
But-
it Dustin?
Yes.
Dustin's like, we're good.
Yeah, he's like, "We're done." Because I come from a large family, and I was number 9. And my mom was always the old mom. Sorry, Mom. She
We
was
love
always,
you, Grandma.
Yeah. She was always the old mom, and I didn't want to be the old mom. So I was like, no kids after 30.
Yeah, gotcha.
But yeah, we had a little surprise at 36.
And so what's your youngest name?
His name's Britton.
And he's 11, almost 12.
Almost 12.
Which
Yep.
is such a great age.
Yep.
So if he's the next youngest is like 18 then.
She's 18. She just graduated high school.
So this happened to my sister had a little caboose, and our whole family, his name's Rigdon. we just love this little dude.
Well, you have a caboose too. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, people just like the little cabooses, and so
So these are your. I'm just making.
These are my cousins.
These are your cousins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little
Yeah.
Britain and
yep. Becca
Becca just
loved
graduated.
Trevor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
great.
They're my cousins.
Yep.
So let's kind of thank you. It's fun to know a little bit
Yeah.
of your background. And so how now talk about how did you get into Perry? What was kind of your life before, and how did you get into Perry?
So before, I actually taught daycare, preschool at a daycare, about 40 kids
Oh, wow.
at a time every day.
Because five's not enough.
That's right. That's just
do
right.
40.
No, that's what I did. I suffered from postpartum,
Oh shoot.
and we've learned ADHD, so I needed scheduling and routine, and so I wasn't able to stay home. So I've always worked part time, and so that's what I did, and I could take my kids with me, and then.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just have your kids with you. Take care. Yeah.
Yep, I had worked for her for years, and she just let me bring my kids. So then we had built with Perry in Stansbury Park, and I didn't want to travel into Salt Lake anymore. And so I just started brainstorming.
Because you live in 12. Right?
Yeah.
Which
Yep.
is a big. We'll get to that because
Yep.
that's a big deal for us.
Yeah, and it was a half-hour drive, and I just I knew I'm good with kids. I kind of knew that. And so I kind of was like, I want something new. So I was driving on the I-80 into work, and the thought came like, maybe you should sell homes. I know.
Just hit you. Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had just built with Perry, and I loved it. I loved the process. I thought it was fun. And so I did. I asked my brother, and I said, hey, what's the chances of being a realtor?
And since he was the president
Right.
of the company, okay.
Right.
Beautiful. Love it.
And so he said, well, this is interesting. He said, Gordon used to work for them for years. He's like, he just gave us 1 year, and he's going to retire. So he says, if you can get your license in 1 year, then we'll hire you. And I did have to come in for an interview, and he was real, and he's like, listen,
he
this-
like did you like a real
yes, he was real, and he was frank, is like, this isn't going to be easy all the time. And he kind of gave his history of being an agent, and he said later, I was really trying to scare you, just into reality.
Just to be real. Yeah.
But then he's like, I'm glad you didn't listen, and so so I did my schooling. It took me the year because I would only do it in the evenings when my kids were in bed.
Gotcha.
And I got it just in time. And then right before the year was up, the Perry did call because an agent was needing to leave because her husband had cancer.
Gotcha.
And so I kind of jumped in earlier before that year, but it was just all timed up just right.
Oh, it's a great journey.
Yeah.
You got a question for your aunt, Trev?
I have some questions more focused on Tooele.
All right.
You sell out there, you live out there.
Mm-hmm.
For those watching, and for us that don't live in Tooele, I would like you to tell us why someone should move out to Tooele, build a home out in Tooele.
'Kay.
What are the great things about
Great question.
Tooele?
Excellent.
So this is a good question because that was my question when I was gonna. My brother Jeff was like, hey, we've got this lot. I think you should look at it. It's in Stansbury Park. And I was like, that is just some weird little community off the 36, and there's nothing in there. Because my husband's sister did live in Tooele, and so we would go in there. And we actually drove out and got down into Stansbury Park, and there's parks, there's a lake. It was a very family-oriented little community, and we fell in love with it. And so then we drove into Tooele, and there was like modern conveniences. You don't have a Costco yet, but that's okay. But enough modern conveniences where you weren't, you could still
You
drive.
didn't have to go into Salt Lake for everything.
Yeah.
It wasn't like Eureka, where there's like
Yeah.
one little gas station or something.
No, it
Yeah.
was more. It was more than what and then we always thought with the intent, we'll we'll build equity and then go back. But we're not going back. We absolutely love Tooele County. It is small, it's quiet, and it's growing, which is good because we need things. People live out there. It's growing. People need things, and it's been fun to watch it grow from this little tiny town. Really,
So you've been out there
11 years
11 years. So you've seen a lot of growth in the last.
in the last 6 years.
So I'm going to throw out a little teaser there.
Yeah.
So little baby Perry Homes, we own a company called, or a piece of ground, a master plan community called Compass Point, formerly known as Overlake, but it's got 4,000 lots, a golf course, and a big commercial plot. And I think, did you know who our big anchor tenant is? We have a big grocery store.
I heard.
Coming out there.
I heard.
It's a secret. Well, it's not a secret. It's not completely legal yet, so
Right.
we can't legally announce it. But we have just Little Perry Homes is bringing a major grocery store out to the Tooele Valley.
I'm
So
super
we're
excited.
super excited.
And I know the whole community was like,
Yeah. It's fun that we're creating a little buzz
yeah.
about that.
And you do have some small town think out there, and some people fight the growth, but once it's there, I think everyone is super grateful that it's there.
And this will be right off. Is it 36?
36, the main road.
That's main road. Yes. So
Yeah.
this is right off of 36.
When I first moved to Salt Lake, because I came from Vegas, and so I had the feeling of, I remember coming around the point of the mountain in Lehigh, and at nighttime, and I was like, this is it.
Yeah.
This is because Las Vegas is huge and lights galore, and just to see even Salt Lake expand and grow,
It's true, man. Yeah.
and now it's happening for Tooele. I'm super excited about it.
Okay. I'm gonna have Trevor ask another question. I feel like I'm the fluff and he's the stuff, right? He's the substance. I'm just like the guy that just like, hey, look over here. But so anyway, you have such good questions. If
Yeah,
you've got
yeah.
another-
Larae, like you said, you've been here for 6 years. You've sold homes to many people. Can you tell us about someone or a time that you sold a home to a family, to a buyer, that was meaningful, that meant something, that was special, different than the others?
So that's a good question because I feel like I have a
See, he does
lot
good- Look at this
that
guy.
I.
He does good questions.
So one of the reasons I got into this was I felt building a home should be super personal and such a good experience. Like I treat it almost as sacred. I know that maybe that's, but
It's
this
a great word. Love that word.
this is somebody's home where they're going to raise their family, and I want it to be a good experience. And so I have quite a few, but I will say probably one of my favorites. I shouldn't say favorites. One that I really enjoyed was for Jerry and Teresa, and they lived in Tooele, and they wanted to find their forever home in Stansbury Park, and they came out and were under contract, but they pulled out. They were like, we just don't feel the time's right, and so we just became good friends. They're an older couple. Their kids are actually in the service. He has a son in Germany, but then they called me about 2.5 years later and said, hey, we're ready to make the move. And we were in our last phase in Stansbury where they wanted to be, so I'm so grateful it worked out. But they just became really good friends, and this older couple that I see every time I drive by and I wave,
So
and I feel like that with a lot of clients. Like I've honestly not really ever had a bad transaction with any of my clients, so I feel grateful for that.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I just love them.
That's so great. And Trevor, that's a really insightful question. And you can see as Larae, you can see why we love her as being one of the people that interact with our clients. because that personal touch, that, not only did you, Jerry and Teresa, but you knew their son and that he was in the service
Yeah.
in Germany, right? You knew them personally, and that I love that you use the word sacred, right? What we do sometimes, Trevor and I talk about this. We do a couple hundred homes a year. We've done, you've seen 1,000 homes built.
Yeah.
We can get a little jaded from being on the inside, but for them, for Jerry and Teresa, this was a big deal.
Yeah.
And for you to, Larae, be plugged into that I want to make this a good experience for every customer, client that we have. So anyway,
Yeah,
love it.
I enjoy
can't
it.
say enough good
It's
about
a
it.
it's a great job.
good.
I like
Could you just
it.
clone yourself? We just need you every. No, we have a good group of
We do.
of sales
We do.
agents. So hey, let's. I think we're probably about our time. Do you want to ask your great
My
end up
final
question?
question?
Yeah,
Yeah.
our sign off question. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Oh.
we've talked about building homes, we've talked about people, but specifically, Larae, can you tell us why someone should buy a Perry home?
Ooh, yes. Okay, I do have another story. Let me tell you. Okay.
Let's do the other story.
So
we have time.
we lived in West Jordan. We were in that house for 13 years, and it was our first time home. And I wanted to build my final home, and I knew the option for Perry, right? Because I had a little connection, so I knew about Perry. I spent 5 years going around the Salt Lake Valley trying to, because I was going to get the best deal. I'm cheap, I'll say. Like, I want the best deal. And I would seriously walk into the model homes, and I'm not saying they were junky, because model homes are nice, right? But every time I would open a cupboard, or I would, just walk into a bathroom, and I would go back to Perry, and I would compare them to Perry's product.
And this is as a client. As a home buyer.
I didn't even work for
Yeah,
Perry.
this is
Yeah,
a
because
great
remember, I built my house
perspective.
11 years ago.
Yeah,
I've only
gotcha.
been working 6.
Gotcha.
And seriously, the product that we put out for the price and the value, I feel like it's unbeatable. And I will say that I feel like we're small enough to care. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
100%.
So yeah, just
like
as
some of our competitors are building 2,000 homes now.
yeah,
Right. That's hard to give them this kind of touch.
yeah.
Love it.
And so, yeah, Perry's product, and I feel is kind of unbeatable. Just
Awesome.
for, yeah.
Great. Love
Thank
it. Really.
you.
Thanks
Yeah.
for coming in to the
Thanks.
studio today.
Thank
It's been
you.
fun to talk to you, and I know some things about you now that I didn't know
Yeah.
before. So,
Yes,
okay.
this is fun.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Perry Homes Podcast. It's Steve Peterson and Trevor Taylor signing off. We need kind of a. I never know how to end
you
these
need a
things.
name, yeah.
we need, anyway, we'll figure it out. Okay, thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.